I died 8 years ago. It wasn't particularly tragic or unusual, just a car accident. I don't blame the man who hit me. He was speeding because his wife was in labor, and there was black ice on the road. He lost control of the car, and I lost my life. It's not his fault, I know that. I'm not cruel. I am not vengeful. If anything, I'm the opposite. You see, I don't have any family left, and I had lost my few friends around that time. When it was time for my funeral, the only people who came was my boss and the family who killed me. The wife held her newborn daughter close to her chest. I hated my boss, and the cemetery was awfully lonely, so I followed the family home. Lily may as well have been my own flesh and blood. She was sweet and bright and oh so very small. She had trouble sleeping if someone wasn't rocking her crib, and her parents were so tired. After they put her to bed, it was easy for me to rock her crib for her. I didn't get tired, I could help her. They started to burn candles on the anniversary of my death day. They left an empty chair for meals and holidays. I really felt like a member of the family. Someone is trying to force the door. It's Lori's ex. He's obsessive, he's angry. He's going to hurt the family, my family. The thing about ghosts is that the more offerings you get, the stronger you become. I'd been enjoying candles, trinkets, and even the occasional food item for the past 5 years. I was strong from that. The knife feels warm in my hand. A shock of heat against the ice of my skin. Lori, Jack, and Lily are my family. I care about them, and they're not gonna join me yet.
I worked as a forensic nurse in a hospital's lock-up unit. We had one older lady who swore she was being haunted and abused by a demon she would call Tiberius. So many crazy things happened while she was on the unit. We'd go into the room, do regular care, leave, and seconds later, she'd start screaming bloody murder. We'd run into the room to find her looking like she'd been in a fight, with a boxing champ bloody lip, black eye, and markings all over her body. No one ever saw her doing this stuff to herself. Things would get moved around the room by themselves. She was in protective restraints at one point because the doctor thought she was hurting herself. She could not have moved or done anything to herself while in these restraints. But no marks would. The room was secure. So there was no way someone else was doing this. When we asked her questions, she said it was Tiberius.
My dad used to work as a corrections officer at a rural prison. He drove the perimeter of the property for his entire shift, where he would check empty buildings for runaway inmates. It was generally a tedious job. One night, my dad was parked on a hill reading a magazine when he started to feel a tea. He described it as the feeling you get when speakers play a song with hefty bass. He put the magazine down and checked his rearview mirror, where he saw someone outside the truck. He grabbed his pistol and jumped out of the car with his weapon drawn. Outside the truck, he realized it was a procession of Native Americans walking through the car, and directly through his seat, only to disappear from where he was sitting. He said it was clear they were ghosts because many of them appeared injured. This went on for a few seconds, and then the whole procession disappeared. He called the other perimeter guy on his walkie to try to explain, and the other guy almost immediately stopped communicating. The other guy had seen this happen before, but didn't believe in ghosts, so he wouldn't discuss it.
Shortly after college, I got married. We immediately moved into a basement apartment because that was all available within our budget. This place had a poltergeist, and my wife was terrified. Whatever resided there with us made it clear it wanted to live alone. Dishes, glasses, and other items would fly off the shelf. My wife was hit several times. There was always an ominous feeling like we were being watched. At night, when we walked through the apartment in the dark, there would be insanely bright flashes of light illuminating the entire room. Any night while we were going to bed, as soon as my wife and I walked into the bedroom, we heard a voice from nowhere say, "James, move." My wife looked at me, and I looked at her. I shouted, "You've got it, bud." The old lady who owned the place died a few months later, and the house was torn down. It is still an empty lot, nothing but grass and a tree. I still drive by it every now and again. After my parents divorced as a teenager, I lived with my mother. I experienced lots of paranormal happenings. Several times when I was reading in my bed, the room would feel really icy. Next, it would feel as if something or somebody that hated me was staring at me. When I got that feeling, I would leave the room and return an hour later. Sometimes during the day, I saw a shadow figure sneaking along my bedroom walls. Something in the flat was pretending to be my dog. Went into my room and heard a deep growl from under the bed. My dog wasn't capable of making a noise that deep. It sounded like either a massive dog or a man doing his best dog impersonation. Other times, my dog would whimper and pace in the room next to mine, but wouldn't come when called, as if he was afraid of something in the hallway. When I moved in with my father, the paranormal activity stopped.
The first murder victim we found in a hotel dumpster. He was wearing a tuxedo and his pockets were stuffed with counterfeit money. My rookie partner was quick to jump to conclusions. Must be running a counterfeit operation. His partner didn't want to share the cash. I wasn't so sure. Someone took a long time to make this fake cash. Why stuff his pockets full of it? Most of the homicides we get in this city are angry husbands or drug deals gone bad. This was different. Other than the body, there was no evidence at the scene. The second murder happened 2 days later. It was a retired and decorated military man. He was alone in his study enjoying a cigar. Someone cracked him over the head with something blunt. Whoever did this was good. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of a fight. When it happened, it was quick and quiet. My partner started blabbing again. Damn rookie. Maybe he didn't pay a hooker? I put him in his place. Evidence, Marty. We need evidence. You make theories up in your head. You're gonna start finding answers to that predetermined outlook, which won't help us catch who did this. Problem was we couldn't find any evidence. Not even the murder weapon. The murders were completely different, but I was starting to suspect this was the same guy. The third murder was the most gruesome. The lengths this guy must have went to plant this body in the hospital. The area was sectioned off. Some cops outside the door making sure nobody disturbed our scene. The body on the floor was full of holes. The flesh had been dug out of him. It was hard to tell, but it looked like his organs might have been removed. Oddest thing was the red clown nose sewn to his face. Our forensics guy was taking pictures. My rookie partner was finally speechless. He knelt down. Haven't had this much work since I started, the forensics guy said between pictures. First the schmuck at the hotel on Park Avenue, then the colonel. Now this. Overtime's gonna be great. It hit me like a cannon. Visions of little red motels and candlesticks. Monopoly, Clue. They were all fucking board games. This sick son of a bitch is telling us this is all a game to him. But what children's game had a guy full of holes? My partner snapped on latex gloves and said, "Looks like something's been placed inside him." He started to reach inside the body. Wait, don't. Whatever he grabbed connected the circuit. He began convulsing, electricity shooting through his body. I had to kick his arm hard to break the circuit. I began CPR. His heart had stopped. Get an ambulance. I yelled at the photographer, "Come back to me, you stupid rookie." I compressed his chest. We've got a psycho to catch. Come back, damn it.
Because of all of the things I do to Rennie, most people would say I hate my little sister. I'm here to set the record straight. I didn't let Rennie's cat out the back door because I hate her. Muffins is fine. I've been feeding him behind the shed. I don't flush Rennie's medications before she takes them because I hate her. I was pretty panicked when I thought the toilet was going to clog. No, I didn't erase her biology essay because I hate her. She got to see the cute librarian she's crushing on anyway. I didn't unplug her cell phone before she left the house because I hate her. I unplugged it so that Mom and Dad wouldn't be able to call her. I didn't use the faulty outlet in the living room because I hate Rennie. I really don't hate my sister. The fire didn't kill Rennie because Rennie didn't have to go back for muffins. Rennie wasn't sleeping due to her medicine. Rennie was at the library doing her report. I didn't let our Mom and Dad die because I hate my little sister. I did it so that she wouldn't end up buried in the garden like me.
Leave a like if I earned it. Subscribe for more daily content, and thank you for watching until the end. And made out.